Hello, my beautiful friends. So this is Reverend Judi Weaver, and I'm so excited here to be with Mr. Daniel. And we're going to take a couple of minutes just to quickly introduce ourselves. But today is really about moving your soul forward. This is about really tapping into the you, all about you, and how to be able to work in this ever-changing world and all of these energies that we're feeling and we're experiencing. So hold on one second. Let me go ahead and pop this over to Daniel so he can say hi.
All right. Hello, everybody. Daniel Gutierrez here. As you can see, this view behind me is actually my front yard that you're looking at, Pachatusan. I live in the sacred valley of the Incas in San Salvador, Peru, which is not too far from Pisac, where I used to live before. But I spent many years, I hate to say stuck in the rat race because that just makes me a rat. So I was just in the race. Because if you say you're in the rat race, you're a rat. But in that heavy energy of fear that I think we live under in the States sometimes, whether it be politics or war. And so I decided to come here 4 years ago on the 15th, which is a couple of days ago. And it was the best decision I ever made. And we're going to talk about that because, the world is the world. And we have to learn to navigate it no matter what, and not be in fear, right, Judi?
Absolutely, 100%. And I just want to say that, yes, I have been to Daniel's beautiful retreat center, and I will be going back again in September. I've got a couple of openings, and I will also be going back again in February next year. And
Well, party.
I
I surprised her this year.
I know. Ended up going twice this year. So different changes. But and that was actually, if we want to talk about it, that was a perfect example because we, the first trip that I
Yes.
scheduled this year was February, March. And there was a lot of chaos that was going on in Peru, but it wasn't just in Peru, it's everywhere. And this is the
Yes.
thing. It's like the chaos and the energies that are happening in the world around us are going to continue. It's like we are all moving through these incredible new energies that are coming in very specifically to elevate us, to wake us up, to get us engaged, to get us yearning and moving forward. And we have to. We have
Yeah.
to tap in.
The thing that I recently returned from I don't want to say religious, spiritual journey to Cuyuriti, which is about where we camp was 16,000 feet. The actual mountain is 17,500, which is halfway the base camp for Mount Everest, to tell you how high it is. And one of the things that really struck me, because none of us are exempt from the powerful negative energies that are around our world today, and it may show up in different ways in different lives, right? And I'm no different. I mean, challenges of learning the social culture out here, challenges of not having what we're used to having in the U.S. I had kind of lost my faith in myself first. We have to have. I think it's important to have faith in God, the universe, Pachamama, whatever it is that you believe in. But even more so, I don't think any of those energies can help us if we don't have faith in ourselves. As you said minutes ago, Judi, the you. This is about the you. There's no us without you. There's no connection to others without a connection to ourselves first. Or if there is a connection, it's not real. It's false. And so we were talking about this the other day that people are paralyzed. They're paralyzed. That's a good word for it, right? They're just not moving. And we just wanted to have a real candid conversation about how do you move past that? How do you navigate that? Because we're all dealing with it, as I was. I had just recently, I'm recovering from 3 very badly fractured ribs, a pneumonia, COVID. My knee went out the night before. I mean, it was like everything was saying, be scared and stay home, stay in bed at 4 o'clock in the morning when I started my journey. And I decided not to do that. I decided, no, I'm going and, I'll take my oxygen bottle and we'll make the best of it. And it was the best trip I ever made, right?
And that was the same thing with me going in February. Yes, there had
Mhm.
been some stuff that was going on and the country was in transition, and our country is in transition. Every single country is in transition. But it is really about you stopping and listening and
Mhm.
hearing and taking that time to connect to your spirit guides, to your angels, to that sense of self and to that higher self, so that you can then make those moves. You can take those steps that you've been scared to. Why not? And the thing that's so really amazing about where we are today is that through all of this chaos and transition allows such a freedom of newness and opportunities for every single person to stretch out of themselves and to try something new and outrageous because they can. Nobody else
And
is
it worked
listening.
out. February worked out for
Yeah.
you, right?
Oh
I
my
mean,
God, it was awesome.
Peru was in a scary place politically. But where we live in the Sacred Valley of the Incas, I mean, it's pretty calm. I mean, we live in a spiritual part of Peru, and there happens to be some 18,000-foot mountains between us and Lima, so it's like people were, the world wants to keep us in fear so that
Absolutely. That's planned.
so that we can be controlled. Because when we're in fear, we'll follow anything. Anything. Yes, it's true. We've already know that most of the things that we see on social media and we see in the news is fabricated and or exaggerated. And that's what happened here. And I said, Judi, don't worry about it. Things are fine here. I mean, they got here on a Sunday and we went right to a party of celebration. Well, if we were in such turmoil, we wouldn't be celebrating. We wouldn't be having these big dances and these beautiful ways of expression. I can't say the word. Too much coffee. Uh, Dawn,
Self-expression. We went to
yeah,
the
expression.
carnival. We had a
Yeah,
party.
expression.
We were spraying the cans of foam all over each other and dumping water, and we were celebrating with the people and the cultures. And everywhere we went in Peru, and not just in Peru, but anywhere, when you're following your journey, when you're following this energy, when you're following what you're feeling and what spirit's telling you, then you're growing. You are really expanding. And the thing that was so fabulous about that journey was the people who went on that, they learned so much more than they ever could have possibly, because they chose to move through that
Yes.
uncomfortableness so that then they learned they could. And that's what it's always about. It's never comfortable to grow and to change.
Yeah.
Nobody ever said it was going to be
Well,
easy.
if it is comfortable, it's not change. Try something else.
Exactly. Exactly, because you have to be able to know that you have more that you can, and you will, and you are. And it's like, have faith in yourself.
Yes. Yes. Faith.
Exactly same as what you were saying. You're going and you moved to a whole nother country. You'd been going for many years, but
Yes.
why'd you go, Daniel? Spirit told you to.
It's funny. I got someone asked me on the day, June 15th today's the 16th or 17th. So 2 days ago, someone said, did you make the right choice? Was it worth it? And it was a long conversation because there's a lot of things that play into that decision. But overall, yeah, I was guided to go. And I was told 4 suitcases was enough, and I
Your
actually,
entire life in 4
yeah,
suitcases.
and actually somebody on social media said, well, that's too much. And I got angry. And then I realized when I got here, what the heck was I thinking bringing an Armani tux to Peru? When would I use, you've been here, when would I
You
use
got
Armani?
no place to clean it.
No place to clean it. I brought my shoes that match it, and I'm thinking to myself, going, "Yeah, I could have probably left that behind." However, I must say I did get married in it, so it
I
was
was
worth it. It
just
was
saying,
worth
you
something.
used it for that beautiful wedding, and again, you found the love of your life.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
found your partner.
and that was scary, guys. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I cried for many weeks and going, "What did I do? What did I do?" Because when I got here, it was June. June is winter, so I was coming from Long Beach, California. I had shorts and t-shirts and it was cold. I didn't have anything to keep me warm. So yeah, I think what we're kind of getting to here, folks, is don't allow what you see and read, or even the opinions of others, to keep you from living your life. Because, folks, if there is such a thing that of a global war or the end of the world or whatever it may be that people get stuck on, man, live your life. Live your life today. Live your life today. Tomorrow will get here soon enough, and I think I just kept my mind, and over these last 4 years, I kept focused on today. I can't change tomorrow. There's nothing I can do about yesterday, but I'm here right now. And if I choose to live, then I can have a glorious life. A lot of people, Judi, see my transition or transmutation through social media, and they're like, wow, wow, wow. No, what about you? Quit watching me. What are you doing? Why aren't you making that trip to wherever? I don't care if it's Peru or Spain or wherever it is that your heart desire is to go. If you're not going to have tomorrow anyway, and you're scared that the world's going to go to the dogs, well, then travel. Do something.
Absolutely. Well, look at me. I'm leaving here on the 5th of July, and I'm doing my Ascending Consciousness tour all across New York, and I'm going up to Arlington, Vermont, and I'm going to be going to Lilydale, and I'll be in Syracuse, and I'll be down in LaGrangeville and Clifton Park. And it's like, yeah. And then I'm going to go up to Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm going to, again, going back to Peru for 2 weeks. And actually I'm really excited because the first week I'm doing with Daniel, which is great, 17th through the 23rd, and I still have a couple of slots. But then after, I'm going to go to the Yasangate Mountain, and this is for my own pilgrimage. I'm going to be there in the woods, or, well, there's probably not woods.
No, you're going to be in the mountains. There are no woods. There are no woods here.
But again, when you feel those callings that that your soul has to grow, you've got to tap into the energies to allow that to happen. And so this is all about all of us. And I'm writing another book. I mean, it was so funny. I was like, I had nothing in June. I'm like, what am I doing in June? What am I doing? Oh, you're writing your next book. And let me tell you, it's 3/4 done. And so it's going to be beyond mediumship. And this is, different way that spirit's talking to you. But it's all about each of us really choosing exactly what you said, Daniel. I'm going to play today. I'm going to be here today. I'm going to show up for my life today. I'm going to go forward. I'm going to do what I want to because I'm in charge of my life.
Yes.
I'm not going to let the garbage guide me. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And it's so funny. The other day, before Yanette and I, my wife and I went up to Coyuriti to this pilgrimage. I went into a hardware store, is what you would call it in the States, and to buy a carpet to put on the ground for my tent. And the lady was like, "Oh my gosh, sir, you're kind of old. Be careful. The altitude, the cold, which it was below 0 Celsius." And you just don't know how bone chilling that is at 1 a.m. However, I looked at her and I said, "Ma'am," I said, "thank you. Have you ever been?" "No." "Shut up." Ask the people around you that are giving you, yes. Ask the people around you that are giving you advice if they've ever done it. Most of the time, my experience has been no. So they're basing this on what? What they see, what they hear. Don't let people guide you that way. And Peru's one of those places that people, oh, I heard this, I heard that. Nepal, another place, 2 of the most spiritual places in the world, get more crap about because our government doesn't want us going to those countries. This is all there is to it.
They don't want us to tap into the full potential of ourselves and be able to really feel and have that personal connection. That is your greatest strength ever because you understand what the truth is. You can see it, you can feel it, you can really make your own personal decisions based on what you're receiving as that information is. So no, they don't want us to be following that true path of faith. They want us to be following the chaos and the fear, and they're continuing to create so much dissension intentionally to keep us all busy over here.
Our head spinning. Yeah, our head
Are
spinning.
guiding them over here, you know?
Right. So, I really, Judy's going to be here in September. There's a couple of amazing testimonials. I think you have those, Judy.
I do on my website. Yeah. judiweaver.com.
If you want to hear from the people that came in February when we were just going through our protest and people getting going through whatever it is they went through, listen to them. We're not making this up. They took a chance, and I'll be honest with you, I think they were a little scared, but they got here and there was nothing going on. Nothing. It was just us, doing our thing and celebrating our carnivals. Carnaval was coming to an end. That's what Judy was talking about a few minutes ago. So we got to go to an event and experience true joy. People just really enjoying life. There was no fear there. There was no, oh my gosh. And, so listen. First of all, ask yourself this question. Do you have faith in yourself? Do you have faith in your ability to make decisions for you? Do you have faith in that? And if you don't, then you need to deal with that. You need to deal with that, because without faith as a base, you have nothing. There's nowhere to go from there, right? And I know for me, I've written 6 books, and I've always talked about will. I've always talked about the power of the mind. I've always talked about, staying present. But one of the things I failed to talk about, as much as I probably should have, is faith. And I had that. I just didn't think about it until I went to Coyiriti recently, and there's no way to do that pilgrimage without faith. Because when you're walking on those, we were on a horse, and if you look down, you definitely know if for some reason that horse goes this way, just 2 steps, you're going to see your maker, right? It's scary. But when you have faith, and I started talking to the horse, don't worry, we're going to be good. Take your time. I'm in no hurry. If you lack that faith, maybe that's a reason to come to Peru with Judy and come see us. Maybe that's a reason for you to do something different than what you're doing today. Because if you're doing the same old thing over and over again, you're getting the same results. What do they call that? Insanity. Right. Absolutely. And I think that our world's in that space right now. Our world is in that space of insanity. Listen to those testimonials that Judy's people gave about their trip here, about what they gained from it. Taking that risk of not listening to social media, not listening to what CNN or whatever broadcast you listen to. Take a leap of faith.
Well, think about that horse itself, Daniel. When you're riding that horse has so much faith in you,
right?
That you're going to guide it correctly.
Right.
Its life is in your hands.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
That is what it really comes down to. Each and every one of us, our lives are in our own hands. Mm-hmm. That's scary. And that's really hard for a lot of people to feel like they don't want to be responsible for their own life and making their own decisions and trying to do this. And they'd rather just follow that hamster wheel or that rat wheel or whatever that race that's going along, because it's easier. But this is your life. And this is your choice, and this is your chance, and this is your time to truly be able to step into the wholeness of you and what you want. What do you want? You know how many people have no clue what on earth they want to do when they grow up and what they want to be? So fine, you don't know. What brings you joy? What makes you smile? What's your heart dreaming of? Go give it a shot.
Yeah, I love that. Look at me. I mean, this mountain behind me is Pachatusan. Beautiful mountain. It's right little over 16,000 feet. By the way, that's where the height that Judy will be spending the night in when she goes to Asangate.
It'll be cold.
It is cold. I'm telling you right now, girl. I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking about this, and this has nothing to do with the show. There on Amazon, you can buy battery ran heated blankets. You
Oh,
just charge, yeah, you
great.
just $40. You charge, and let me tell you, I know because I was there. Having that between you and the ground in your sleeping bag will make all the difference in the world. Because I forgot about the ground. We had great blankets up here, but we froze because the cold comes from underneath, and it's very, very cold. So anyway, we'll talk about that some other day. So folks, basically, don't live in fear. Have faith. Do something different. And we're not just saying, that so you can come to Peru. Go wherever it is whatever it is that you want to do in your life. I made this decision 4 years ago to leave everything I knew in the States, and I clearly didn't have to do that. I had a great career. People thought I was crazy. I thought I was crazy, but there was that deep calling from inside. And I know for me, when I don't follow, it's like writing a book. If the book is in you, you got to get it out, or you're not happy, or you won't be happy. You won't be settled, right? And so
it has to come out.
Yes.
It festers inside of you, and that's why people feel that intensity. It's like you have to release it. You have to go forward. You've got to go visit these places. Your soul and your heart beats wildly to get you to go to these places. And when you get there, there's always physical changes that happen, spiritual expansion. You move into a greater essence of you 150% of the time, every single time. You will, because you have the faith to.
Yes, I love it. So basically, that's what we wanted to talk about today. I have some faith. Look it up. Look up the word. It's interesting. I looked it up. There's different definitions. There's a biblical definition, and then there's the definition of faith as it would be by the dictionary. Both are very powerful. Both are very they're very good ways to guide your life. Believing in things unseen. That's faith. I don't know.
And the thing is, we don't see everything, but we are beginning to truly see more than. And that's what is all around us. We're noticing those energy shifts. We're seeing the light balls. We're seeing the visitations. We're feeling those different, intensities. There's more than. We don't see gravity. We don't see air generally.
Right.
We know it's there. It's been proven. They're talking about 95% of what exists on the earth is beyond what a human being can see and hear. Just because we have such a limited capacity. Right. It doesn't mean that it's not there. It's just, we just don't have access to all of that. So if we allow our energy and our true spiritual bodies to expand into the wholeness of who we are and what we're meant for, we have so much more in life. So much more in life.
I love that. Yeah. So hopefully we'll see you in a couple of months. Call Judi and come on down. The water's good. Well, maybe it's not that good, but in the bottle it's fine.
Anyway, you can come and visit Daniel at the Catalina Retreat Center. And obviously that's in San Salvador, Peru. We'll be going and doing all kinds of different ceremonies. We'll be doing drum making. Just being in that energy is profound. And then you can also come and visit me at heart4souls.com or judiweaver.com. All kinds of incredible summer journeys and fun and travels. And I'm a spiritual trance channel, so I offer private sessions. And Daniel, he has his own expertise. Go ahead, Daniel.
Yeah. Well, I've dedicated a lot of my life to the center here. Someone asked me once, when's the first time you ever thought of having a center? This is probably something you don't know, Judi. And I was 17. First time. And why did I have that thought at 17? Because at 17, I was a licensed Baptist minister and I had my own congregation. And I thought, wouldn't it be great if there was a place that people could go and find love, peace, and tranquility, which is, the tagline for Catalina. And so that's what Catalina, that's what I dedicate my life to, is creating those experiences for people to connect, not only to the people of Peru and the indigenous people, but also to the land here. But I'm also a coach. I've been a coach for 20 something years. And a business coach and a life coach. And I'm an author. You can go on Amazon.com and pull up my name, Daniel Gutierrez, and you'll see my books there. And I'm in the middle of writing a book too, Judi. I've been dragging my feet, and as a writer, I can't write if it's not there. I have to let it fester up, right?
It has to build up until then it just goes.
Until it's done. And you've encouraged me to get back on it. But the book is called The Audacity of Courage. Living your dreams. The agony and ecstasy of living your dreams in a world pandemic. Because I didn't stop. And the things that I did here to get to know the indigenous people, to be part of the community here.
And they are amazing. They are the most warm, wonderful beings that you will ever meet, and joyful and happy. And they don't even all have, electricity and even proper shoes and full clothing. I mean, but they are beautiful people that are living their lives completely together as one. Actually, it was something else that I heard recently, that it's like, illness, there really isn't cancer, and there really isn't heart disease, and the different types of chronic illnesses don't exist when you're in the indigenous cultures, because the only illness that you have is being disconnected.
Yeah.
And when you are disconnected, it's not even just a personal issue, it is a community issue, because everybody needs to work together and to hold that energy together. And those people, they hardly even have gray hair. They don't have glasses. They've got their teeth. They are strong. They are healthy. They're again, I think you had told me before, they were almost 100 years old, walking alongside of you, Daniel. You were a spring chicken.
I was on a horse, and I would pass somebody, a woman or a man in their 90s or 80s, with a huge pack, like all of their cooking utensils. And I would go, man, I need to get off this horse and walk. This is looking horrible. Of course, we live differently here than in the States. But it's a great example of people who have faith in what they believe. I may not believe exactly like they do, but that doesn't matter. Faith is universal. Faith is universal. So we hope to see you. Come on down to watch
all of you.
Look up Judi. Judi's got a couple slots. Come down and see us. We'd love to have you here. If not September and February, come see us.
Absolutely. Yeah, leap year. I'll be there during leap year day. So anyway, many blessings. Thank you so much, Daniel. Greatly appreciate your time and energy. And come and visit me at judiweaver.com. That's Judi with an I, or heart4souls.com. Many blessings. Bye-bye.